Hello, good morning. It's 9:45. I'm TK, and this is Coach on the Rocks. Lovely to see you as always. Thank you for tuning in. I'm always showing on the screen when I see you the numbers, and I don't see exactly who tunes in, but I know you're there because you're actually messaging me. So, Wednesday? Yes, it's Wednesday today. Midweek is always quite interesting because I'm in the middle of things, thinking about everything else and not necessarily the day of the week. But I've read an interesting article by Rebecca Knight about resentment. And if you know anything about my creative process for these wonderful streams, it's like I'm thinking about lots of things, making notes, and I'm just being open to what happens, what interesting articles or anything are showing up, so I can, see how they relate to what I want to talk about. And this article actually, yeah, hits the nail on the head. Because what I've been seeing is, unfortunately, with some teams we're working with, they might build some internal resentment. In fact, this is as old as, I guess, the human race itself. Um, what happens is, over time, as people work with each other, they are starting to build certain mental models, and they might go and build resentment. Now, I can't remember what's the marriage therapy. I think it's John Gottman that or he said he had a very good predictability rate when he met a couple, a married couple, or just a romantic couple, or, for the first time, if their relationship will fail. And the one thing that he was looking for is resentment. I'm not necessarily talking about families here, more in terms of teams at work. But I think the most important thing is resentment also plays a big negative role. And if you are a part of the HR team, for instance, you might feel like you can't do much about it when it comes to the teams because you might feel it's not your job. But what you can do is you can influence the line and team managers to help, to give them advice to help the problem. Now, check out Rebecca's article. It's on her feed. It's actually free available at Harvard Business Review. But one important thing there is what to do and what not to do. And there's one thing I will pick up on, which I think is quite important, which is being silent about resentment to let it grow. It's definitely something not to do. And I think this is the most important impact you can make, or you can give people the advice so they can make it. The thing about it is that if you stay silent about the resentment building up, it will just grow. You putting, you're fueling it, you're watering this pest in teams, and that's a problem. It's quite awful, really. And I will make a certain pitch to you, which is to tear the band-aid and talk about the fact that resentment is there. Now you can't just say, "Hey, I think you hold a lot of resentment towards me," or something like that, because the person is saying, "No, I don't," sort of. You probably need to surface it in another way, right? I've got other streams about how to have these conversations in a non-violent way. Not that I mean violence. I mean the NVC, a non-violent communication style, which actually helps here. But if you do it correctly and you expose that, it can only be better than keeping silence. Because what do you have to lose? Okay, fine. You might think that tearing the band-aid is going to cause a bit of pain, is going to cause a bit of drama, and it might. But in the longer run, it can only get better. Or it won't get worse because, at least it's in the open so people can have some peace of mind. Because, suffering resentment or resenting someone, and, in your mental model, obviously, the other person is at fault, is really draining on your mental well-being, and it's really draining your team. So one advice I have is to have intelligent and skilled conversations if you think that's happening. And this is the advice I'm giving to you, leaders, and I'm giving to you, people in people teams, so you give to your leaders. More on that in the article by Rebecca. And possibly, if you want it, drop me a line so I can talk about it a bit more. If there's anything that you've heard that you want me to explore further on my next episodes of Coach on the Rocks. But for now, have an amazing day, and I will see you, as always, tomorrow at 9:45 London time. Bye-bye.